going live with our new show, Get Virtual. I guess it's not really new, Todd. You said that we're, what, 27 shows in?
27 shows in. And you know, you always are building these themes, and you told me it had to be a boating theme. So I went and I stole my kids.
Hey, that's the large goldfish that they found in Lake Tahoe.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I know. Isn't that awesome? My kids are probably in the background crying, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's all for Daddy's show. They'll understand.
Yes. And today's show is called Ready to Launch. Again, really focusing on the 2020 boating season as Lake Tahoe slowly opens up for the summer and then again for boating. So we have some really great guests who will kind of give us that guidance on what exactly that means, as well as some other businesses who are opening up to be able to either enjoy boat rentals and get out on the water safely. So to start, we have Geoff Cowan, PI Officer for the Tahoe Regional Planning Agency. You are a busy man. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, we're not hearing you, Geoff. Oh, small technical difficulties, but we'll get it figured out.
No, I know.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good.
Hey, sorry about that. Thanks. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for having me.
No worries. Now, I know TRPA, you guys handle all the boat inspections and all that stuff as well. You know, why don't you get right into it? I think you had some stuff you wanted to clarify about the boating season, how you guys are rolling it out. What's happening? Let us know.
Perfect. Thanks. So we were asked by the states of California and Nevada to hold off on issuing the Tahoe only decals, these decals that go on boats in order for them to launch. Now, so what we did is we convinced them to let us have a phased approach so that we could get boaters on the water as early as possible this year. And it's taken a long time, but finally we got agreement that boats with an intact inspection seal, which means the last time they launched and they pulled out of Lake Tahoe, there was a wire seal attached to their boat. When it comes back to the ramp with that, we know it's free of aquatic invasive species because the last time it launched was in Tahoe. And those boats are ready to launch this week.
Wow, like today or this weekend, or when we talking?
Yeah, so a lot of ramps and launches have opened this week. Some are going to open tomorrow. Then there's other marinas that have a lot of work to do to kind of get ready for the season. They're going to open June 1. But the good news is that we're keeping one location on the Tahoe Boat Inspections website, where it has all the updated information about when folks are opening, what dates they're opening. And then, so that way it gives all of the boat ramps and launches and like the boat rental companies a little bit of a break from their phone ringing off the hook. So we tried to create this consolidated space where we committed to all the ramps around the lake that we would keep the updated information here. So if everybody can focus their questions and answers their questions and inquiries onto the TahoeBoatInspections.com website, it's going to save them a lot of time. They're going to be able to keep doing the work that they need to do.
And they just go to that TahoeBoatInspections.com and then click number 4, ready to launch. They can find out everything opening there. And I've got that up right now. Perfect.
And that, so everything's there. Now, again, this is sealed boats. So boats that still have the wire seal from the last time they launched in Lake Tahoe. This is what we call phase 1. There's a lot of phases out there, but we're just calling it phase 1 for Tahoe. It's a little bit different than other phases, but boating season's open. Super good news. There's a ton of boaters in the region that have that wire seal, so they're going to be able to get on the lake right now. What we're waiting for is when we can open the inspection stations for aquatic invasive species. That's when it's going to open it up to boats who don't have that seal. Right now, again, the states, the public health departments around the lake, they've all asked us to hold off on opening the inspection stations, because that's when we send the message Tahoe's ready for open visitation. Tahoe's ready for travelers to come from outside of the area. And there is some time ahead to get to that point. We don't know what it is. We don't know when it is, but we know that we are going to stay really, really in tight communication with them so that we'll kind of get out ahead of it when we know we can open those inspection stations. And we'll get ready to, you know, for Tahoe to open its arms again to folks from further outside of the region, folks who have a boat that doesn't have a seal this year, things like that. So that's going to kind of get going. But again, everybody wants to know when. And I wish I could say, I mean, no crystal balls here. You know, there's a lot of confusion, conflicts out there that we see everywhere. But the important thing is that right now, Tahoe is still, you know, everybody's still shelter in place. Things are opening up, things are loosening up, people's circles are getting wider. But the governors have both said, you know, like, this isn't the time to travel. And our local jurisdictions have said, don't come to Tahoe yet.
So with that note, it's really exciting news. I think the whole element of recreating responsibly is extremely important right now. So all of that information will be continually updated on TahoeBoatInspections.com, and everyone can direct their questions there. What are kind of some of the big underlying maybe concerns that some people have had that you can touch upon and say,
Yeah.
yes, you can do this, or no, don't do this?
Yeah, thanks. So, outdoor recreation pressures are going to be mounting very quickly at Tahoe. It's a very popular place, and the weather's getting nicer. We have a 3-day weekend coming up, and the issues that we're trying to address through a recreation working group are, how do we stop overcrowding and bad behavior from happening, so that way everybody can stay open. Now, these places are going to open, right? I mean, California State Parks is opening, Nevada State Parks is open on the Nevada side. Forest Service is starting to open their beaches, but they can get closed down again, right? Orange County, we saw the governor close the beaches. If there's a lot of irresponsible behavior happening, then we don't want that to happen. We don't want that to be Tahoe's story coming out of COVID. So there's a bunch of messages coming out from state parks and others saying, know before you go. Check out what's open, what isn't. Be prepared for bathroom facilities not to be open. Bring soap and sanitizer. And if you get to a place that's crowded, gotta change your plans. Don't stick to the plan. Unfortunately, people get to a place where the parking lot's full and people are parking on the dirt and the gate's closed and they see a bunch of people at the beach. They're like, man, I got to get there because this is where I was meant to go. Please change your plans. Go someplace that isn't crowded, or, try and find something else to do, because it is going to end for everybody if we don't try and recreate responsibly. So know before you go.
Know before you go, plan ahead, and then
be prepared. Be prepared to change plans. Yeah, I mean, let's do it together by staying apart. It hasn't ended just because we're out and outdoor recreating.
Well, our next guest, in case, your boat's not ready to go in or something like that, or you've had it in, I don't know, Lake Havasu or something like that, our next guest can help us out because he's got a lot of boats that are already in Lake Tahoe. Ted from Tahoe Sports and Ski Run Boat Company and Tahoe Keys Boat Company. How's it going?
Hey, not too shabby. I brought Lake Tahoe as my guest today. Not a bad looking day for the old girl.
No, not bad at all. Geoff, we're going to see you later, and we'll talk to Geoff. So thanks a lot for all the updates. TahoeBoatInspections.com. Got it.
Thank you,
Geoff.
Bye, y'all.
He's got a busy job right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ted, so why don't you give us an update for Ski Run Boat Company and Tahoe Sports and what this phase means for you guys?
Yep. Well, what's great about Tahoe is we did a great job kind of keeping it away and socially distancing. So we were in the fortunate counties to kind of get open early. We had taken basically that word about beginning of last week and have spent basically the last 10 days updating our locations to promote social distancing, getting in line with the new concerns, and just to make sure that people can kind of come through and get the confidence to kind of come back out into society again, so to speak. What's great with what we do, boat rentals, right behind me, we've got our fleet here at Ski Run Boat Company. Get ready to go. We'll have some jet skis available this weekend. It's going to be a little on the chilly side, you know how May can get. And we're going to be doing parasailing and kayak rentals too. So kind of getting in and first jumping in on with both feet, so to speak. And, with good, favorable weather and with this travel ban kind of making it just a weekend for us locals, I think we can start the right way and make sure that all the things that we're putting into place are going to work right for when we get the onslaught of visitors.
Awesome. Now, you were saying you've got pretty much everything open, from boat rentals, jet skis, everything like that. Is there anything that's not really open? I'm assuming you've retrofitted everything so you can do it all socially distancedly, right?
Exactly. And in the nature of what we do, people get out in their own group to get on a boat by themselves. People get on a jet ski to go out by themselves, kayaks and that nature too. Little bit of things that we're doing with parasailing. We're going to limit capacities on that just to make sure that we're not getting bigger groups, and being able to make these smaller groups that are kind of getting involved with other couples, get the ability to distance, the ability to kind of step away from each other. What we have, basically our only limitations right now are with lake temperature. So jet ski rentals are the ones that are pretty tough, being so close to the water. What we are doing is, if anyone is, then we got our enthusiasts, and if people want to get out there and enjoy it, we have them available. But we are mandating wetsuits, so wetsuits are required, and we are requiring to stay within our visual range. the type of clientele that we get this weekend, and generally the locals, we kind of know better and stop ourselves when the water's this cold. But next week we're going to be in the mid 70s, it looks like, and we get some calm winds and that type of sun, and jet ski feels really good. So, with all of the safety stuff that we're putting in place for the modern concerns, we're obviously not taking any step back with our real concerns with the water and everything that is that what it is to be safe on the water.
So if I'm an interested party wanting to go to Ski Run Boat Company, what is the best process? How should I best plan to visit you guys?
Totally. Well, what you got to love is the modern age. Our website, tahoesports.com, been our site for about 20 years now, and it's got that consistency that it's very, very easy to find. All of our rental options, pricing, reservations can be done on the site. What we have done to augment the digital aspect of things and to make it easier for our customers is we've in the last few years kind of put our liability forms and a lot of the information that we would normally use the office for customers to be able to do on their own devices, do it at home, and kind of be able to socially distance once again without even coming into our office. Now, there's no way to skip the safety processes of the boat, so you're going to definitely have the pleasure of the company of one of our agents on the boat, but that's basically to show you all that safety stuff, show you where everything is, and to make sure that you're good and comfortable operating the vessel and where to do it safely. So with all of that, getting to us on the website, tahoesports.com. You'll be able to find phone numbers for either the Tahoe Keys Boat Rental Company or the Ski Run Boat Rental Company to get in touch with us. Email, obviously, and every venue you can find us through there. And we're open for the season, and we're optimistic for it.
Awesome. That sounds great. I mean, it's quite interesting. You're actually talking more about some of the traditional problems we have well beyond COVID, like too cold
Yeah.
this week and having life vests and stuff like that. So it's great to kind of get back to that normal. Bring back I'm going to bring on our next guest, and she does something completely different. They have actually charters. So if you don't want to rent your own boat, you can talk to Lindsay. I think you know Lindsay, don't you, Ted? I'm sure you.
Oh, yeah. She's amazing. They're amazing.
You got to unmute yourself because I can't do it. There you go. So with that, Ted, I think we got one more time contact information where people can find out more.
TahoeSports.com.
Sounds great.
Thanks,
Ted,
Ted.
Hey, thank you guys.
Enjoy the sun. I think captains have just the worst job in the world, right? They just have to be in the sun all day, out on the water. My goodness, sign me up. You have that problem, right, Lindsay?
Yeah, they totally do. It's a tough job out there, enjoying the lake. And we're so excited that we get to be open and our captains get to get back out there and show hopefully a good amount of locals this weekend out in the lake. If there is anybody that wasn't able to get their boat in, or those that just never get to get out, we do private charters. So we've got a few of our boats in, not quite all of them because it's just delayed getting things going. And we also, our bigger boats, we're going to try and keep those out for a little bit longer so we can keep the group sizes down.
Right. Now, explain a little bit about how Lake Tahoe boat rides, how it's working, what maybe kind of changes you've made, and how the process, I guess.
So we're keeping a lot of the same way that we would do reservations. Reservations are required, so either over the phone with me, or you can go direct to our website and has all the information there. And then you would show up at our booth at the Tahoe Keys Marina just a little bit before your tour time, and your captain will meet you just outside. So there's nowhere anybody has to go into. The boats are all open air as well. We are definitely adding and have been adapting and learning about all the safety precautions and cleaning and things that we need to do. So we've got a lot of hand sanitizer. Boats are pretty easy to keep physically distant from the captains most of the time. And you should be with your group that you're safe with already. So that's a good thing. And like Ted said, we've moved to digital waivers, digital liability waivers, so that'll all be done ahead of time before. So it shouldn't really be any kind of transactional things. We are also holding off on water sports for a little bit longer until the lake does warm up. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to add in the wakeboarding, water skiing, tubing. That is always a blast for everybody. Right now, just private sightseeing tours. A lot of the state parks like Vikings Home and Emerald Bay are closed, but our captains are so awesome, so smart. They can give you all those history details and get you off the boat to walk around the outside, even though you might not be able to do the tour on the inside, and give you the whole spiel for that too.
Nice. And so tell me a little bit about the number of people you can have on one boat, right? So say it's a larger family. Dive into those details a little bit just so we know.
Sure. So we're going to try and keep it under 6 or 6 and under until we can get to the larger boats with a little bit more space, and then we'll be up to 10. So right now, especially for this weekend, 6 are under, and don't see that being a problem. Yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful. What a nice intimate experience to be able to kind of open yourself up again, right? To getting out and recreating.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the lake is just like you guys said, the weather is going to be so amazing this following week. It's nice and sunny this weekend, just a little chilly. So bring a jacket for the water. But yeah, if you're a local and you think you've known everything about the lake and the history, come on out and see what you can learn, because there's a lot of cool stuff that the history of Tahoe has to offer.
And you guys do the driving, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just go, I can look, and I don't have to worry and not have to worry about anything, but let you guys do it, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. U.S. Coast Guard licensed captains only. Also means you could bring a beverage of your choice on board. We encourage you to bring any food and beverages you would like. There's a bathroom on board that will be cleaned and sanitized regularly. Stereo system, all the stuff.
Awesome. Great.
Thank you so much. And we're your website one more time so that people can look at the options and then make reservations ahead of time. Are you getting pretty full? Is your schedule pretty open still?
We are open because of everything going on. So depending on the weather, we anticipate we will start booking up again pretty quickly. Just really, I think, depends on that travel ban. When people can come, then we will get busy. But yeah, our website is www.tahoeboatrides.com. And then you can also find us on similar Lake Tahoe Boat Rides, Facebook and Instagram. And we've been updating more regularly on there. But you can book direct. You can also give us a call at 530-545-1223.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Lindsay. That's great. I'm going to bring on our next panelist so you can say hi to him. He's actually got a classic boat, and he does charters as well.
And I've been on it. It is a fantastic tour and really cool.
Good. So, Chris, you're going to have to unmute yourself. So with that, can we hear you, Chris?
Yeah, you got me?
Awesome. So, Lindsay, we'll see you later, and, stay busy, and, I know that weather's going to be good, so I don't think that'll be a problem for you at all.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.
No worries.
How's it going, Chris Larson, owner and captain of Cruise Tahoe?
Megan, how are you?
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting right now. Being able to just have these conversations, opening up Lake Tahoe.
I know
it is.
Oh, you got me confused for a second. No, we're still there. It is. It's certainly. It's all kind of come about in the last week. I mean, Lindsay and I actually, we speak, somewhat often in the summer. We work together, sharing business and fulfilling each other's needs that we can't, even though people think we're somewhat competitors. We really work together as a team, but we've been talking the last week, and yeah, we were all kind of in limbo up until about a week ago. And then it was like, all right, here are the rules and the regulations and the recommendations. And it's kind of like the leash has been cut and it's time to go for it. Now, that being said, we're still going to err on the side of caution. It's not a free-for-all this weekend. Still a travel ban in place. It's more kind of a dry run, almost like opening up a new business and doing your first dry run and just kind of working out the cobwebs and keeping people safe and getting everything figured out so that when the cord is really cut and the travel ban's lifted, like Lindsay said, that we're ready to go, because I think we're going to get hit pretty hard up here with visitors. People aren't going to be interested in flying anywhere. And, this is the next best thing to flying somewhere special is driving up here. So I think we'll be busy this summer.
I agree. Chris, now you own the Tahoe. Tell us a little bit about the Tahoe, what makes it unique and why someone would want to charter that boat. I mean, I just shared my screen. I mean, it's a beautiful boat, first of all. I mean, How old is that? I mean, tell us a little bit more history about it.
Yeah, no, it's the Tahoe is the oldest touring boat on the lake besides the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird's been here since George Whitell built it in 1939. But it's never really been designed to do public tours. The Thunderbird, that was George Whittell's private boat all the way along the lines from Bill Hara owning it. But the Tahoe has been doing public tours and public boat rides on the lake since 1950. So it's been here a long time, built entirely out of wood. It's not a fast boat. It'll do 15, maybe 20 miles an hour with a little bit of a tailwind. It's a custom cruiser. If you like old antique cars, this is kind of the thing. You get in it and you go cruise and just take your time and sit back, enjoy your cocktail or your beverage, and learn the history of the lake from our captains, which are incredibly educated. I take friends out on the boat all the time that think they know everything about the lake, and it's a school session for them. So there's a lot of stuff to learn. Lindsay mentioned it earlier. Right when you think you know everything on the lake, come out with one of us tours, and we'll help you out and get you even more educated.
So tell us about your tours, and how you can still run a tour for a small group while still providing social distancing.
Yeah, no, good. That's a very good question. And we've definitely had to adapt and kind of come up with a new game plan this year. We normally run public tours up to the Thunderbird Lodge. That has been our bread and butter. We are the only tour boat allowed to go up there. However, with everything that's going on, they have, for the foreseeable future, decided that it's not the best idea to have the general public up there, because when you get inside the house and the castle, it's a pretty confined space. Plus, they rely on a lot of volunteers, which tend to be a little bit elderly. So again, not a great dynamic for everybody. So maybe they will revisit that come into July and August, but for right now, that's not an option. So we've had to change and be dynamic just like everybody else. And so we're just going to do private groups, do the Emerald Bay thing. We can still go up the East Shore and we can still show you the Thunderbird Lodge from the water, which is super cool. But yeah, on the private tour end of things, you go where you want to go. It's your cruise, it's your boat. The captain and the crew member definitely going to be socially distancing from the guests. Gloves and masks. Well, we have all that. Hand sanitizer, as Lindsay mentioned, we've definitely stocked up on that. Where we're pretty fortunate on the Tahoe is that it's 40 feet long, and it has a passenger rating for 21 passengers per the United States Coast Guard. So we're going to cut that in half, and we're going to go down to 10 for the short time being until we get a little bit more guidance from the state or the local governments as to increasing those numbers. At 10 people on our boat, all 10 people can, for the most part, stay 6 feet apart. Now, obviously, we're not going to take 10 of the general public, 10 different people that don't know each other. We're going to stick to the private groups for the time being, so families. And so families obviously aren't going to need to socially distance themselves from each other because they live together. So they'll be able to hang out on the boat, move about the boat, still stay separate from the crew and the captain, and still abide by, the guidance that we're getting from the state and the local governments. So yeah, plenty of room.
So now, if I was going to book a tour with Cruise Tahoe, how do I go about it? What's the process? Walk me through it.
Yeah, so right now, like I said, we're adapting, we're changing. All this is brand new in the last week. The best way to go about it is to give us a call, 775-230-8907. You can still visit the website or hit us on Facebook as well. Emails, links from the website as well as Facebook, and we can connect from you or to you from there. But yeah, right now, just give us a call. We still are working out pricing. That's going to be another thing that we need to nail down, just because it's going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. The other thing is that we will not be operating out of Round Hill Pines this summer. That specific spot is awesome, and Round Hill Pines Beach Resort is a great host for us. However, without being able to go up the East Shore to the Thunderbird Lodge, it's not a geographically smart location for us to be. So we're going to keep the boat in the Keys, the Tahoe Keys Marina this summer, and just be operating our tours out of there. if we get lucky and fortunate and things really change, we have been speaking with the Round Hill Pines, and there is still a spot for us to slide in if the opportunity arises at some point in the summer. But it just doesn't make sense for us to keep the boat over there right now. So everything will be happening out of the Tahoe Keys Marina this summer.
That's great information to know. That's a real good stuff. So awesome. Great website once again, and you're open on Saturday, correct? Yeah,
we're open Saturday. So I actually went and summarized the boat last week, and I was going to unwrap it, take the big white plastic off that everyone sees all the Tahoe boats have in the winter. But then I looked at the weather and saw what was coming this last weekend, and I'm glad that I didn't unwrap it, because our wooden boats take a beating when they get weather like that. So it's summarized and ready to go. We're going to go unwrap it like a big Christmas present tomorrow, and it will be ready to roll on Saturday morning. So yeah, www.cruisetahoe.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Ready to cruise into this weekend with you.
Yeah, and if it's going to be a locals weekend. Obviously, the travel ban is still kind of in order, or still is in order. So if everyone's following the rules, we shouldn't have too many tourists up here, which obviously affects our business, like Lindsay said. But it'll be hopefully we can take maybe some family out and a couple friends this weekend if we don't have anyone that wants to go out for a ride. So.
That'd be great. Yeah, I've been on that boat. It's an awesome boat. That's a great way to experience Tahoe for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Cool. Thank you guys very much.
See you in the grocery store. I saw him in the grocery store the other day. It worked out perfectly, and he was a guest on the show.
I know. That's interesting. I forgot to ask him if Drake's his son. I know him pretty well because he's been in daycare with my daughter. I was going to ask if Drake helps unwrap it like a giant Christmas present. I'm sure he would love that. So, something I noticed about today's show, we did talk a little bit about the COVID stuff, but we were also talking about a lot of the practical stuff we always have to talk about, the lake being too cold. You can't do this stuff. You got to be careful about where you're at for these things. That has nothing to do with COVID. That has to do with just, it's May in Lake Tahoe. The water's cold. That's probably a bigger danger right now.
But I think also to touch upon, everyone is excited, but everyone's also taking it very seriously. There is still a travel ban in place. Us here in Lake Tahoe, if we do it carefully, safely, respectfully, like Chris said, this could be a dry run for all the businesses to see how everything works out, adjust the kinks, and then actually be ready to go when the travel ban is lifted. But again, it is still in place, so we all have to be respectful and mindful of that as too. But things are starting to open, and it's exciting.
It is very exciting. Once again, thanks a lot for joining us here at Get Virtual. A great show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share it, like it, comment on it. We love hearing new ideas. You can always reach us at Reno Tahoe at planmygetaway.com. And if you want to sponsor a show, you can reach out on that too.
And of course, we have to give a shout out to our winner who won the $50 gift certificate for our last show sponsor, the Red Hut Cafe. And congratulations, drum roll please. Jacqueline Henry, congratulations. You won a $50 gift certificate to one of our favorite places having breakfast in Lake Tahoe. Thanks for watching.